election. She said, dark times may be ahead of us, but she said it's only in the darkness that we can see the stars. I am telling you right now that the stars are right here. It is time for us to shine. It is time for us to be heard. It is time for us to make sure that they know we will not go.
Let me ask you a question. If Republicans really thought Elon Musk was doing such a great job trimming the fat or getting rid of the waste out of government through Doge, wouldn't they want him to talk about it? If Republicans believe that Elon Musk wasn't acting in illegal and corrupt ways to achieve his ends and the ends of Donald Trump push their agenda, wouldn't they be okay with him answering questions? Well, the answer would be yes. But of course, they know Elon is break the law. They know he is a corrupt actor. They know he is serving Donald Trump's unconstitutional agenda. And they know if people find out, it will destroy them. And that is why today they blocked a subpoena for Elon Musk to come and testify in front of Congress. And for that reason, Jasmine Crockett reamed out Republicans and Elon Musk to their faces in a brutal takedown that we're going to check out. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now let's get into this takedown from Jasmine Crockett. It might be her best moment yet.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. It's the faux outrage for me. It's as faux news that I'm hearing, because somehow you guys, and when I say you guys, I am referring to my Republican colleagues, pretend as if you are the heroes of the story. But let me remind you who set the house on fire. It was y'all. So let me go ahead and handle these receipts, because I know that I always have to have proof, even though I guess our education system is failing us, because it seems like facts don't seem to faze people that vote for y'all. But I'm going to do it anyway. So when we talk about debt, I'd ask for unanimous consent to enter into a record this article that says Donald Trump built a national debt so big, even before the pandemic, that it'll weigh down the economy for years.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you so much. In fact, it talked about the fact that he ran up our debt almost $8 trillion. It was estimated to be $7.8 trillion at that time. And this is it's actually the third biggest increase ever under any presidential administration. So I don't understand how y'all gonna play the heroes. I also want to just kind of be clear about some basic level setting of civics, because it seems like civics is evading us. And listen, Governor, I actually appreciate you. I know that in today's times, for whatever reason, if you got a D or an R in front of your name, it has to be all hostile. Listen, I am a former business owner. If I was not sitting in this seat, I would still have my law firm. But, you know, we have rules, right? So I'm not allowed to practice law. I'm not allowed to do a lot of other things, because ethics decides that that's not really a good thing, to make sure that the American people can trust that I don't have any divided interest. In fact, we do that for people that run our treasury typically. So I'm curious to know if you have an elected treasurer in your state. And you do, actually.
We do.
I know you do, because I looked him up. And I'm curious to know. So it's my guess that he's the one that actually controls all of the treasury systems that you have, correct?
Some of the investments.
He controls some of the investments, but also monies that need to be disseminated by the state, that's done by him, correct?
Department of Management in the Treasurer's Office.
Okay. In the Treasurer's Office.
Two separate agencies.
Okay. But you have an agency that does that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as you are having this agency do that, these are people that have some sort of ethics that they have to follow, I'm sure. I'm going out on a limb, because I don't know how anything works in Iowa. I'm just being honest with you.
Yes.
Okay. Here's the deal. I want the American people to understand that Democrats are not against efficiency. In fact, the last time that this country actually ran to the extent that there was a balanced budget and actually there was a surplus, it was a Democrat in the White House. His name was President Clinton. So we are not against this. What we are against is this idea that we will evade the Constitution, or we will evade our own constitutional in fact, it's not even an invasion. At this point, it feels as if y'all have just decided that y'all are going to castrate your constitutional duty and hand it over to someone who is unelected. It doesn't matter how many cheerleaders he had on the field campaigning for him. That doesn't mean that he gets to go in and sit atop any of our agencies. And the fact that we had a vote today and we asked to bring him in because we have a constitutional duty, we all took our oath, and maybe some of y'all just don't take it seriously, but I take it seriously when I take an oath to do a job, and my job is to look out and make sure that we don't have any kings or queens in this country. But it seems like y'all have decided that it's going to be Mr. King and his queen, and y'all can pick which one is which. But either way, I want to also talk about Governor. I'm curious to know if you know the answers to these questions. Which party controls the White House?
Republican.
Which party controls the Senate?
Republican.
Which party controls the House?
Republican.
Is that about what the makeup is in Iowa?
Yes.
And that has allowed you to be able to get your agenda across, correct?
Yes.
And you haven't had to bring in somebody to basically usurp any types of norms because you worked through the process, correct?
Well, I did executive orders,
Yes or no?
2080
Yes or
agreements,
no?
and then
Yes-
went
yes
to the
or no? Because
legislature
we've
as
only
well.
got
It wasn't all of the
I'm
above.
going to reclaim my time because
All
I
of
only
the
got
above.
so much time left.
All of the
I
above.
also want to point out that you specifically talked about that you recently had 3 national declarations for disasters, and I want to enter into the record a unanimous consent. Trump moves to abolish FEMA, shift disaster response to states.
Without objection.
And my final unanimous consent I'd ask says that Mike Johnson's budget plan is at risk of collapse, even though we know that y'all control all 3 levers of government. So if this is what y'all want to do, then go ahead and clean it up and fix it and just go through the process. And honestly, there's nothing that we will be able to say about it.
Order.
And with that, I will yield.
I feel like I need a hat to tip. That was incredible. I need some way to congratulate Jasmine Crockett. I'd like to shake her hand. The camera. Congresswomen, Crockett, if you're watching, I'd just like to shake your hand. That was outstanding. That is the energy, that is the unapologetic, just chutzpah that we need. I'm fired up these past few days, weeks. This administration that's already felt like 4 years has been draining me. And I'm sure you feel the same a couple of days ago on the show. If you're watching every day, you know I was kind of losing my mind. That got me fired up, got me ready to fight. That is the energy that we need. Man, Jasmine Crockett doesn't stop, does she? She's the best. She's crushing it. And that wasn't the only example she's calling out. Elon and Trump again in this clip right here.
I just want to say thank you, because every day that we show up in D.C., we show up for you. We know who we work for. We know that we work for the American people. And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now. Go ahead. This is why I'm not going to be able to preach, because I probably won't be able to stop cussing. Take your time. But let me tell y'all something. I know some of y'all have been frustrated, and you've been saying, where are the Democrats? Where are our leaders? Well, I'm here to tell you that we ain't never left y'all. All right? We are here. We are also going to make sure that they uphold the law. We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be on your asses, and we are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like. This ain't it. So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You gonna learn a few lessons from us. And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right? Come on. Now let me be clear. What Maxwell said is true. Our job is to conduct oversight. We both serve on the oversight committee. And right now, as elected leaders who try to go in, we were told, well, hold on a second. We got to check to see if you can come in. Now, y'all know he likes to pal around with Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia. But I got news for him. We, the people, will not go.
That's right.
It's cold out here, and y'all, yeah, we won't go. We won't go. We won't go. We won't go. Listen, the final thing I'm going to say is there are those that have said that we may face a constitutional crisis. I want you to know that the crisis is here. I want you to know that the power belongs to the people, though, y'all. Do not feel powerless. In this moment, as the vice president said as she conceded the election, she said, dark times may be ahead of us. But she said, it's only in the darkness that we can see the stars. I am telling you right now that the stars are right here. It is time for us to shine. It is time for us to be heard. It is time for us to make sure that they know we will not go.
Now, I've talked about this on the show a lot, and I want to continue to do so. There is a difference between what is, if we call it unpopular, and what is important. Maybe USAID, although it is incredibly important to America's global soft power. Although it is incredibly important to people who know what USAID is doing. Maybe the average voter doesn't necessarily land Elon's attack on it, could be unpopular, but is it going to be at the top of their list of issues? Probably not. And that's okay. I have seen a lot of punditry lately of people saying, oh, well, this doesn't matter. Talk about eggs or talk about something else. Why are Democrats getting so caught up in discussions about the minutia of the Treasury or USAID? Well, it's because Elon Musk is breaking the law. Maybe that's why we care. Maybe it's okay to call out a bad thing, even if that bad thing isn't the most important bad thing. And maybe it's good for us to continue to work these muscles of calling out their BS, not their BS. Their criminality. Maybe that's positive. Maybe we should just be allowed to do that, and all the DC pundits can just shut up, because if you're not going to do your job either and talk about this, maybe you shouldn't have that job. It's the same thing with Elon Musk. If you can't testify in front of Congress, it might be because you're breaking the law. Elon answer the questions he's afraid, because he is a criminal one that we're going to call out every single day on the show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments, because I certainly need it. And until next time, I'll see you soon.